like I know where I need to be, but I can't figure out, yeah, I can't figure out just how much air I will need to breathe when your tide rushes over me. There's only one way to figure out, but will you let me drown? Yeah, will you let me drown? And hey now, this is my desire, consume me like a fire, 'cause I just want something beautiful to touch me. I know that I'm married, 'cause I am down on my knees and waiting for something beautiful. Everyone needs compassion, a love that's never failing, but let mercy fall on me. Well, everyone needs forgiveness, the kindness of the Savior, the hope of the nations.
Something that we do just for the sake of doing it, because worship is so much more. Worship is so much more than just getting up here and just singing a couple of songs. But worship is something that we want to use in a vessel to be able to invite God's presence in, to be able to express to the God of the universe, the one that created us, the one that loves us, the one that cares for us, to be able to express to Him, even for just a couple of minutes, that love, that devotion, that dedication that we have for Him. And so I want us to, and I would encourage you and challenge you as not just as we're doing this summit series, but how do you approach worship? How do you approach worship? How do you approach the time where we sing a couple of songs? And to take that time and to take those moments and just open up your heart. Open up your heart and let Him come in.
So I graduated from high school in 2010, and it wasn't until last year, after I was out of senior high youth group, that I realized how important senior high was. Just having that constant community always around you, and having the small groups and the activities to keep you involved, and the friendships that I grew from senior high. Just senior high was just such an important thing in my life. It really helped me grow in my faith personally, and I was able to fellowship with others and get closer to God with a group of people, which just makes a bigger impact. Senior high, throughout those years, were probably like the hardest years of my life, and having that constant encouragement and the people there to pray for me, people there to encourage me and just be there with me through all those hard times, and having mentors as the leaders were to me, and having that guidance that God blessed me with through senior high. It was just such a huge thing, and I really, looking back, don't know what I would do if I weren't part of the senior high youth group, just because of how big of an impact it had on my life.
Okay, so I think during junior and senior high has really impacted my life in a good way. I know that if I wasn't in these things, my life would be a lot different, and I'd be walking in a whole different path than I am right now. And being in junior high and being on a creative team and going to all these retreats and then going up into senior high has it's been a lot of a struggle, but then it's really been a good thing because I've built so many good relationships with the youth pastors and all of the people in junior and senior high, and being a connector, I got to meet a lot of new people, and it was really good, and I really had a good time with it, and now I'm really looking forward to senior high and all the new things that I can be in there and reach out to people. So I think it'll be good.
Now that I'm out of senior high, I really wanted to get back into it, and so now I am a senior high leader. Just because I know the influence that my leaders and my small group leaders and my youth pastor had on me in my life, and just how they helped me through everything. And so now I am back in senior high to be one of those leaders that hopefully can have a big impact on some of the students' lives. Just whether they need a mentor or an accountability partner or someone just to be there for them as a friend. And so I am part of senior high, trying to make the influence that the leaders when I was in youth group had on me.
Well, my name is Josh Christensen, and I am the senior high youth pastor here at Grace Fellowship. And I've been the youth pastor here for about four and a half years now, something like that. And if you had told me 10 years ago that I'd be sitting here today as a pastor, I would have laughed at you and said there's no way that I would ever be called to be doing this. But it's amazing how God leads and moves and directs. And it's amazing when I look back at the journey of my life and see where I've been to where I'm at today. And I'm just so thankful to be here and to serve as the pastor of the senior high at this church. So, well, the vision really and the purpose of senior high is to make more and to make growing disciples. And a real big value that we have here in senior high, one of the big things that we believe in and that we want to have happen is by the time kids get done with senior high, that they're able to look back on their experience and not look at it as just a phase of something that I went through when I was in high school, but really to have a lifelong commitment to Christ. And so that vision of making more and making growing disciples is so key, because obviously the Great Commission talks about the fact that all of us are called to go into the world and to preach the gospel. And so we're constantly wanting to introduce new people to Christ, but we also want to help disciple them. We want to help them to grow and to have that firm foundation so that when they go through those tough times, or when all of us go through those tough times, we have that foundation to be able to go and to look back on. And so that's the purpose of why senior high exists, to make more, to make growing disciples. And so helping challenge the students and the leaders that I work with, so that it's not just a phase, but really can be something that they look back on. And also run small groups, which take place on Sunday nights. Small groups for us are our biggest connecting piece. It's the way that we help students get connected to themselves as well as to other leaders, and we're real intentional with what we do. We break up our small groups. They're gender specific, and so girls groups and guys groups. We mix up our ages. There's 10th, 11th, and 12th graders that are part of every single group, and we really have just a tremendous success. This year especially, we've gotten off to the strongest start, just numbers-wise, since I've been here at Grace. And I think it's a key testament to the fact that people are looking for connection. And I believe this so much. The students are looking for somebody to just shut up and listen. And there's so many voices that are talking at us and talking to us, and so few voices that are paying attention to people as individuals and as people. Small groups is that place where we want connection and community to happen. And so Sunday nights, they meet for 2 hours on Sunday nights, and just as an incredible time. It's a time where they're able to connect not only in groups of 10 to 12, which is the size of our small groups, but we even break them down further and have prayer groups that exist, which is groups of 3 to 5 people and a leader, where you're able to really get to know people on a very close, intimate basis. And so connection is the big reason, or the big purpose and community behind that. I love being a senior high youth pastor. I wouldn't trade this job for anything in the world. My motivation every morning when I get up are the students that I serve, and I have been blessed beyond measure to be able to do something that I love. I have such a tremendous heart and such a tremendous passion for our youth today, and I really focus on and believe in doing this ministry because I want to do relational ministry. I want to challenge the students that are in my group. I want to challenge the leaders that volunteer underneath me to go deeper, to not settle for just going through the motions.